Happy Wednesday, Matt. Physical therapy day. Just finished physical therapy. It's pretty good today. Getting to the root of some of what's going on, really, and tackling it with a good plan. I loved your last couple videos. I loved kind of the insight that you had and that you shared. And so I'm just going to talk a little bit about it as well. Objectivity versus subjectivity. I mean, I 100% agree in, being artists. Very often the emotion can take over. One of the things that I have learned over the years that I've been doing this and my years in the arts in general has been kind of the parallel of my art life to life in general, right? If we're emotional all the time, it's hard to kind of progress forward in a meaningful and balanced way. If we're logical all the time, then we cut off one of the most beautiful things that makes us human beings, right? Being able to tap into those emotional reserves, being able to tap into the passion, what drives us forward. But cultivating that balance is so critical. And I think that even more so if you're running a business. As you and I have talked about for as long as we've known each other and as long as we've been business partners, it's that we balance each other really well. There are times that I'm in an emotional space and you're in a logical space, a subjective versus objective, and vice versa. I think the challenge comes sometimes when you're working with people or you're partnered with people who are both subjective or objective, right? Because the balance gets thrown off really quickly. So if you're having a discussion with someone and you're both, riled up and your emotions are riled up, well, it's hard to then find that kind of middle ground or that different perspective. And then that leads me into, so I'm going to talk about that in terms of running a business. Yes, it's critical. It's critical to have some, of that emotional passion come through. It's what excites people. It's what excites you. It's what allows us to tap into this kind of artistic nature and create some really great work. On the flip side, the objective part has to be there in dealing with problems and just running the day-to-day business, invoicing, bills, finances. I mean, if those things are wrapped up in emotion, it's very hard to create a sustainable business. So finding that balance is really important, and being willing to ask for help, recognizing that we can't do it all alone. And more often than not, having people around you that are different from you actually help your business thrive way more than people can understand. I think a lot of people as artists want to just work alone because people don't understand them or they feel less discomfort. And I think that's probably a big part of it, is less discomfort by just being isolated. The challenge with that is there's no opposing viewpoint to help them expand and grow in a way that might not only serve the project better, but serve their business and their personal life better. So studying and becoming more self-aware of subjectivity versus objectivity, where you may fall and where maybe you could use help, I think is critical, especially if you want to run a business, but particularly across the board in life if you want to have a fulfilled life. And then that leads to openness and closedness. Look, let's just talk about it from a logical business perspective in general. A business can't always be open. If a business is open all the time, and that's particularly an art-based business, you get burnt out real fast. There needs to be periods of openness and closeness. It's like when you're closed, it allows things to sleep, shut down, recover, come back refreshed, come back with new perspective. And I don't even mean physical hours of a business. I mean if your mind is on business or on your art project or whatever it is 24/7, you will for sure burn yourself out. So taking that time to go within, to shut down, to find something else that might bring you passion or joy, to educate yourself in new ways, to learn new things, to take your mind out of that space of openness so that you can process is super, super important. You know, I have a long processing time. I don't know if I do. I know mine compared to yours is longer. But that's beautiful because it allows for the space I need to process the information. And you might have a shorter line to get there. But both of those things involve a closedness, the ability to go within and check in on ourselves and allow that intuition, I think, sometimes to take over or to get in sync with what's going on in here. So that's all for now. Thanks for watching. I love this discussion. Let's talk soon. And I'll see you tomorrow. If you haven't liked, please do so. If you haven't subscribed, we'd love if you did. Have a great day.